So I grew up just playing sports as a kid and just being in the outdoors. Never really grew up around a gym environment. So my first time as a freshman in high school, they made the football team go lift weights, and that's the first time I had ever been uh, just kind of judged. I just really felt just a big anxiety, and it was just because everybody was kind of judging each other just depending on how little weight they were doing or just whatever it was. They were just nitpicking at what others could do and couldn't, and it really pushed me to a level where I did not want to play football anymore. Any sports you had to lift weights because I just wasn't at the level that everybody else was at. So that was very tough, and as I grew older I slowly grew out of it. But I remember my first time in the gym after that. I was still struggling for the next couple of years, even in college. So, uh, yeah, there was a lot of anxiety of just walking into a gym because I just felt like all eyes were on me, when in reality nobody really cared. And that's where the article is correct. Like, no, not in a bad way, but it's true. Nobody really is paying attention. They're more worried about themselves. And then one of the things that sticks with me is that many believe that just because you look a certain way that you're either in good shape or bad shape. When in reality, some genetics are just different. Like, there's people who might be a little bigger, but they're really athletic, or they're really strong, or they could be really fast, and they could actually be pretty healthy. It's just genetics at the end of the day. But yeah, that's one of the things that I kind of don't like about the industry, is that you're judged by how you look. And I guess that's where social media comes into play too. There's people out there who are doing these, or personal trainers, or doing stuff like that, when they were just, I guess, blessed with really good genetics. They could go eat a pizza and then go run a mile, and they could lose all that weight, or they could have abs, whatever that is. But yeah, that's one of the things I kind of just, I'm not a fan of the community with. So something that's always really caught my eye is in the sports world. It's I've just never really liked that women have been seen a certain way. Their representation is just not very good. To where you have girls in high school, college, who are trying to stay away from the weight room because they don't want to get too bulky, or they don't want to look a certain way, um, or just are looked down upon sports wise too. That's something that, like, just really has bothered me. And I've trained softball players before, and even college athletes are like, I kind of don't want to get in the weight room and do certain workouts because I don't want to look a certain way. So it is kind of tough, and it's something that I just feel like women really struggle with, and I just hope it one day changes. Yeah, so I kind of like miss it when everybody was a kid and nobody really cared. They just wanted to play, have fun, you know, roll in the mud, sweat. So that was something I've been learning for the past couple of years, that I kind of like uh, training kids, people around me like that, to where I just want them to have fun and not really think about their body. So this is big, and I feel like as physical educators, we can definitely do something about it. And it's more about creating a positive environment, a good culture as a physical educator, because you can really change some lives. Like, we don't understand how uh, blessed we are to be in this situation. Because I remember back in the days, it was more of, oh, physical education was just sports, when in reality, like, what we can do now is really make sure kids are being successful in sports, feeling confident, uh, whether it's running, walking, catching a ball or some sort, kicking a ball. Like, just because some people just don't have those genetics, and they can't um, move in at a high level, like it doesn't, or perform at a high level, it doesn't mean that they can't have fun either. Um, so yeah, environment is creating a positive environment is just always big. Like um, I remember when I was at Long Beach, and we had to peer teach, and we had to all work together. Some people would really get discouraged, but fortunately, our instructors and our professors uh, really kept that positive environment to where it wasn't, there was a competitive nature that you were learning, but it was also about uh, feeling success. And that was definitely a big game changer. And it didn't matter who you were, what you were, male, female, like everybody was feeling success. And in the beginning of the class they couldn't do stuff. By the end of the period, by the end of the class, by the end of the semester, like it was totally different. People were able to kick a ball further, just do things that they couldn't do. So that's something that I feel like as physical educators, we can do. It's not just a game, it's more of like, hey, like let's feel some success and make sure all our students feel success, because when we feel successful we feel really good. It motivates us and we feel really um, it puts us in a good situation. And yeah, I feel like that's how we create better human beings and we become better people. But yeah.